We're on day one of the Department of Information Capital Projects Visitation Program for the Western Division, we're known as the Media Tour.
This week on Nation's Business, we take you to various government-funded projects targeted at improving lives and increasing economic returns for Fijians living in rural and remote areas of the Western Division. Day one of the media tour, journalists from media organizations and former Acting Commissioner Western, Luke Murevalo, with officers from the Health Ministry, meet up to discuss an overview of the newly built Vuvu Health Centre. The new health centre means better and efficient medical facilities available to all Fijians in Vuvu, Nandronga.
The primary beneficiaries are going to be the community of Vuvu, which is a population of about 7,000, and also we have commuters or persons using the highways, and also we've got our schools, our resorts, our villages. We've got 14 villages and 14 settlements will be using these services. So these are going to be our beneficiaries.
With a police post and supermarket already operational, the health centre will provide much needed assistance in providing quality healthcare for the people of Vuvu.
We're looking at primary prevention, we are looking at preventing diseases from happening, and we're also looking at putting the best services here.
With a heavy flow of commuters along the highway and preparations towards the risk of unforeseen circumstances along the highway, government has allocated $1.3 million for the Vuvu Health Centre. The health centre will have a doctor and 5 nurses.
Barbosa has a population of 55,000 people. And there is a need to distribute the health services to the area that is very populated. And Vuvu is an upcoming tourism destination in the Western Division, and also a growth center.
For those living in Vuvu and the nearby villages, travelling for 20 to 45 minutes to Singatoka Hospital will now be a thing of the past. Next, the media team travelled to Fiji's rugby town of Singatoka. Here, the team was shown the newly refurbished Singatoka Town Council market and restroom. As part of government's vision, many of the country's municipal markets will expect an improvement in conditions not only for market vendors but also short-term accommodation for women market vendors who travel to sell their products. A total of $200,000 was set aside for this project.
Hopefully from what you've seen you can see it's actually built to a very high quality. It's going to accommodate up to 30 vendors overnight. It's obviously a lot better than sleeping on the cold hard pavement of an evening.
Kemami wakabina-binaka wana tabanin council ni zakaba induana vale binaka me kemami dabokina me kemami modekina tu vida na ngau nambalabu vida ne ambaki kemami da mode tu nasimende ngango ina makete nasimende be RB seve morisi se ndoanga na banuanga kemami kilani banua kemami rauni modekina kemami mode ia na ngau ne tau mai kina na nauda kemami duri e suasua na ne mami longa kemami duri me kemami warakatu na kinda mai ni mataka.
Very proud I am give a thank of this council and the ministry who have just helped us to accommodation for my vendors and my farmers. Most probably before they were facing so many problems when coming from Upper Valley. They haven't got any space. There were some sleeping under the stalls, some sleeping here and there. So it's I want to thank very much for the council and the ministry who have done for the accommodation for the Singatoka people.
Many of these market vendors travel as far as Ndraimba, Nukuilau, Vatumbalavu, Korolevu and Namoli, paying transport fares amounting to $30 to transport their produce. With the Singatoka Market Hostel now in operation, many of these vendors will only have to pay $2.50. Next up, the team traveled an hour's drive up the rough and dusty road to reach Vatumali, where KRC Government Station is located. Here in KRC, government is planning to set up a mini-town that will be a growth center for the Western Division. This means greater access of government services and economic opportunities for many living in the area. KRC is an agricultural region which supplies a vast selection of vegetables and fruits to hoteliers and retail outlets in the main urban areas of Suva, Nadi and Lautoka.
We are developing a site across the government station for a satellite town. To build a town with a distribution center whereby the farmers can bring in their crops and bring it to the center, to the distribution center. The buyers that they will come from the main centers of Suba, Lautoka, Nandi, and also for overseas market, they can come and pick their vegetables, their food crops and fruits from the distribution center and take it down.
We are trying to have economic growth within the rural farmers. But without a market, it's still very hard for them to go down to Singatoka, Suba, looking for markets. And then by the time they reach the market, the quality of the produce is gone.
In terms of other areas, the Ministry of Health has completed step 1 of establishing the newly built KRC Health Center, costing around $400,000.
In accordance with our vision and mission for accessibility of services to the people. As you know, well, you've come along the road and you've seen how hard it could be for people to go right to Singatoka Hospital.
Yani kuna kerera ina kere na viva iyo na yalo vina na bingora vina matanitu e bukunta kerera ikana virinbula bo vananra u batata na undula la maitara o kama jiva vina vale bukutoke na matanitu le busar na bikwata la maitara na dhaleu na kornivuli mchipa vina vale bukutoke na matanitu ina bukuni bingora vimembale chana sano na bosa ndau ngile davitu ina vinga una beira na bilu takisa utiani yana matanitu ne tona prime minister matanitu ni bani marama la petata kana banwangu.
Another completed major project is the new maternity and child health unit at the Singatoka Hospital. This development is part of government's commitment to providing a safe and healthy environment for pregnant mothers in rural areas of the province. Day 2 of the media tour, the team had a brief with Special Administrator Nandi Town, Robin Ali, at the Council's office. Robin Ali briefed the team on the $504,000 funded project.
Originally, that place was just a concrete floor. About 300 vendors were sitting on the floor, on concrete floor, under the sun, under the rain and dust, and they were selling produce.
Close by is the entrance to the ladies' hostel, which will accommodate 30 female market vendors.
Government has given us about $807,000 and we have put $130,000, so $937,000 have been spent in this project.
For the first time in the country, the Nandi Municipal Market will be the first market to operate 24 hours.
Tourism industry in the hotels, so the shift work come some in the middle of the night. So when they come here, the market is open for them.
To help support women in business, Westpac also donated 30 beds.
These ladies before used to sleep on the concrete footpath on the side of the road and they sleep there. They're also doing small business they were doing. Now this is their accommodation, and they go into the night market and then they sell there. And these ladies come from right up the Nosuri Highlands, Bukuya, some from Tabua, some from Nandronga, right from interior they come. The ladies they do the business here.
Laksar menasuralian pasang abulunan dola ni mami bondo-bondo lakumai aku lagi. Kimamarau vale benisanga medakan itu mbore.
With the new refurbishment, many farmers are able to sell fresh vegetables, root crops and fruits.
Oh, very difficult to sell our vegetable, and when the sun meet the vegetable go bad. And now? Oh, very good. Very good. Our government is very good. I like this government.
Government continues to extend and improve conditions for people selling agricultural produce and other products at established roadside sites in urban, peri-urban and rural areas. The media team then travelled to Black Rock, which is a 15-minute drive from the main roundabout to Vatwa in Nandi.
I would like to welcome you to Black Rock Army Camp this morning.
The media team was first briefed by Staff Sergeant Mikaele Koroi on the scope of work undertaken before the reporters were given time for any questions.
So all soldiers who go for overseas missions, they will be trained here.
So FTG staff and the members, all the training staff comes down here, and all the training for Middle East training is conducted here. So it's about more than 2,000 staff and trainees annually, they rotate at this camp.
When you talk about Middle East training, draft training, that includes mock exercises like combat.
The reason we actually came up here, because this provides a very, even if you see this area, it's very good training ground. And we take soldiers away from that comfort zone. We will try to take them out for the particular 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then give them some, what you call, a stimulus training of what they're going to expect in the area. And then we send them back home for a few weeks before they go on a Middle East tour.
The relocation of the training center from Nasinu to Nandi is budgeted under the Fiji military forces with a total cost of $1,700,000.
We have to prepare our soldiers to for the worst case scenario. So either it's a peacekeeping, peace enforcement, or whatever it may be, we have to train them for the worst. So if something goes wrong, our soldiers are ready. Just like recently you have seen in Golan, the hostages situation, which was handled very well by Fijian soldiers. And very fortunate of us that nobody was hurt or injured. And that was because of what they have learned here on the ground. You can see. This is the reflection. They kept their cool. They were very calm in the situation. They knew, because all this training was all started here. And at the end of the day, we saw about 44 soldiers' life being saved. Their families were all happy at the end of the day. So this itself is a testimony of what this place can produce.
Plans are in the pipeline to develop Black Rock as the training center not only for Fijian soldiers, but for the Pacific region as well. The team traveled to Navilawa village located in the highlands of Sambeto. Reaching Navilawa village is an hour's drive from the main highway. On the side is Nandi's sleeping giant. Over the years, villagers of Navilawa used to travel 4 hours on horseback to go to Nandi or Lautoka to sell their farm produce. trying times are now a thing of the past, as access to Navilawa village has been made easier with the construction of a 1.6-kilometer road that was completed in 2013.
Kina binura bin matan tu ga tu siti komena walu nambak ya do telu mende indai go ngana ngi sala rawan jon jo biki mami ke na bumi bisa ugo balete na ngona to manda sauti kibum do waya ngata ka tunawose me kausum bukina nai boli ke kina sambeto post office mai rasara kibum do demo di tuikia berna ka india mele buli tegen lotok indai sa andon bisa ulir.
Government has also funded $3,000 for the grading of this rural road, which includes 3 Irish crossings that will boost economic activities for many rural farmers. All part of ensuring that all Fijians are provided access to government services. And the media team gathers outside the Lautoka Hospital Emergency Department. Here, the Ministry of Health has been budgeted with approximately $5 million for the upgrading of the hospital emergency section. So far, works are currently underway and is expected to near completion by November 2015.
The whole project costs $12.4 million, and the equipment that will be needed for these departments will cost about $1.2 million. With the theatres, we're going to be having 5 theatres in the new complex, and we will renovate one in the existing theatre areas.
The Health Ministry is looking at increasing its capacity by ensuring that it has the resources capable of handling emergencies.
At present, we just have a very small accident emergency, but with the new one, we should be able to cater for big disasters. At the moment, we can't. Okay? So, taking into consideration the international airport in Monday. Okay? So that's where we are forecasting in our development.
The team travelled to Mba to visit the site where the new hospital will be constructed. The project cost will be around $23 million.
This project here in Ba is a unique one because it's a private-public partnership, and we are happy that the business people in Ba has also come on board to partner with the Ministry of Health for this very important project to build their new hospital.
The construction is expected to begin in February 2015, with plans for the new Mba hospital to be fully operational in 2017.
What was the need for the religious to establish one here rather than having...
One of the main reasons is because the current hospital is very old, and we cannot continue to renovate and maintain. We just need to relocate and get a new hospital. And another reason is the current one is susceptible to flood. Once the big flood that came 2 years ago, when it came, it blocked the access to the hospital. So, when disaster happens, people with emergencies need to access the hospital. But with the flood that blocked the way to the hospital, that was just not on for us. So I think that was the major reason why we have to relocate. As you can see, this is on a higher ground also.
From health, the team visits Mbalevuto Water Project. The Bainimarama government will continue to successfully provide clean water to all Fijians. With this mission and vision, residents of Mbalevuto in Ba will no longer struggle for access to clean, safe drinking water. Over the years, residents in this area had to battle with continuous floods and the outbreak of waterborne diseases.
What we found out was, since there was a large number of people getting sick, we suspected the water was contaminated. So we did water testing last year, and the result wasn't good. It showed high counts of E. coli and coliform. So we had to close the system down.
To solve their problem, a new water treatment plant is being built for them.
Just explanation about these filters. Our water enters from this side, as you can see. And first of all, we try and add alum. This settles the water, the raw water from the dam, straight away here. And then up from there, it rolls over to this filter, so that it filters through the sand and goes off to the other side. That's the clear water tank. From there we supply. And before we supply, we add soda to those are soda tanks. We add soda to that water so that gets a good color. And this one is mainly of this one is to just clear the let the dead settle as quick as possible.
As of now, everything is okay. Good. It's good. We've been doing monitoring better than before.
No more outbreak.
Yeah, no more outbreak. No outbreak from up here.
A little over $1 million was set aside by government for the construction of the new plant. This private dam has supplied water to 9 villages for the past 40 years. After the construction of the new treatment plant, approximately 343 water meters have been connected to each household, and more connection is expected in the coming days.
And the Prime Minister said we make put all the pipes, new pipes, put meters here. People were thinking this is just a dreaming of these things. And we thank the government from our heart. It has done such a big work to this community.
For villages of Moto, Vatusui, Balivuto, Naruru, Nukuloa, Naloto, Tambatamba, Kumukumu and Tonge, the struggle to get clean and safe drinking water will always be the topic around a grog session. From newly built health centres, refurbishment of municipal markets, the establishment of new government stations and upgrading of new roads and bridges, provision of water and electricity and many more, communities, youth groups and individuals continue to benefit from development programs. It's all part of building a progressive and well-informed Fiji.